And you mentioned the script there. What was the decision you made to implement the script, and why did you choose to do that?
Well, I used to do sometimes co-op reviews with people, and I did one with Slash the Traster, who's Justin, and he did a script, and I didn't with Left 4 Dead, and I felt his part was so much stronger than mine. And
Yeah,
I felt like, I mean, he did some freestyle stuff in the review, but a lot of it was written down and he can do it, and it just felt like he had so much more focus, and I was like, damn, I want that. And I look back on that review after 2 years, I'm like, wow, I really want that. And some people are like, one guy said on somebody else's channel, I don't know why I saw this comment. He's just like, this is why Whitey can never be as big because he doesn't even have a script, so he just says random shit. And at first I was like, go fuck your mother. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, well, it's true. If I have a script, I could break down a game a lot easier. And I could give my opinion more straightforward instead of, repeating myself 100 times.
yeah.
So I honestly, I thank that asshole for saying that. And I think Justin's way of reviewing. I also like the way you're reviewed with scripts, and I just focused on that. And I still think I have that funniness in the reviews. I have my random shout outs and all that, but I think it just has more straightforward and gets to the point, and I think people like that.
Yeah. You can definitely see the way this improved, especially with the script. I think it's made it a lot more structured and definitely a lot better. So I'm glad that you've done that, and I'm sure a lot of people watching are glad that you've done that as well. Just to talk a little bit about your style. As you said at the start, you were talking about a lot of bad games and just sort of slagging them off, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
And you do. I'm sure you won't mind me saying that you've got a very opinionated style, and I'm sure that the fact that you have very strong opinions that must generate quite a lot of hate for you, or quite a lot of people on the channel
Oh
giving you
yeah.
negative. So just two questions about that. Firstly, does any of that matter to you, and how do you respond to it? So the hate, does it matter to you, and what do you find the best way to respond to it? And also, your style, is that something that comes naturally to you, or do you sometimes have to think specifically about being maybe that little more controversial, or is it just sort of your opinion you're putting it out there?
Mm. Okay, so the first point I'm gonna bring real fast. The hate. I think that just comes with getting more popular. The
Yeah,
more popular you get, the more people are gonna hate you. You also get more fans, which I love, but at the same time, I know I'm gonna get these haters. I think the thing with the haters, and this is really for me, is that sometimes I get the hate and I find it hysterical. Sometimes I get the hate and I find it surprising. Something like the Tekken review
yeah,
totally took me off guard. First of all, maybe it's just because I was never into the fighting genre, but I never knew Tekken had that many fans. And the hate I got from that, it was literally like at least 500 people attacking me. And I was just like, holy shit. The Killzone hate I found hysterical. These people are trying to convince me that Killzone 2 is good, and I will sit there and I will be playing a game that I like instead of Killzone, and I'll be having fun, and they're on the internet typing how much I suck. And same thing with Battlefield. It's too funny to me. You can try to convince me to like these games, but I won't. And the reason I give my opinion is because people want to hear it. So that's why I did those. Now the recent one. Um Shadow of the Damned, I was kind of unexpected how much hate I got. The video was more of a throwback to my older style. I wasn't really reviewing it. It was more just being funny, but I kind of threw a review in there, just kind of
yeah,
snuck in there. And people obviously didn't like that. Now, I know a lot of people were mad because of the way I handled it, and then the other half were mad because they're fans of that designer who I absolutely hate. I fucking hate Sudo51. I wish he would stop making games. I know that sounds wrong, but he just annoys the shit out of me.
yeah,
But yeah, so I got a lot of hate from that. I wasn't expecting all of it. Um, I couldn't really do anything. When people were unsubscribing, the only thing I could do was what I do in real life. Brush your shoulders off.
yeah,
I was just like, okay, goodbye. What am I gonna do? Say, please don't go? That's not my style. I'm not gonna sit there and say, I'm so sorry. I said a little sorry to my fans for not giving them that review, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say sorry for not giving a fuck about a shitty game.
yeah.
That's just who I am. So yeah, I guess the hate just comes with the popularity, and I don't really think I changed my style when I get into a hate. I sometimes get over angry more for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
But that's part of just being entertainment. You don't see, Eminem going out and killing women, but he says it in his music.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fun. You don't see actors, doing what they do in movies, but it's fun because that's what they're going to portray. So I portray more angry person I am, but as far as generally, like if I hate a game, I hate it. I'm not just saying I hate it just so I get more. Yeah. So haters can hate, but I never will change the style I make reviews as.
Yeah, and in terms of you said at the start you just did bad games and you just focused on that. And what made you change away from just sort of you hating on a game to doing a more structured review style?
Well, the Sonic one, I didn't have words for how much I hated that game. So it was just basically a huge rant of how much I hated that game. And then as it went on, Wheelman, I'm like, I can really destroy this game's reputation by telling in a structured way how much I hate it. I broke it down, how shitty the story was, how ugly the graphics were, how bad the driving was. And it came off structured. A lot of the complaints were only from people who liked the game.
Yeah.
And most of those were just like, well, I like the game. It's too bad you didn't. And I don't mind those comments. To me, I love that there's different opinions out there. There's some games I can't understand how there's fans like Way of the Samurai. Like, who likes that game? I want to ask them in person, like, sit and ask them, how can you explain to me how you can like this game? But, there's people out there that like all games. I like Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. It's gotten 2 out of 10, 4 out of 10. What am I going to do? I like it. I can't help it.
Yeah.
So there is people that are going to like games, and I think I just focus on giving my honest opinion now, but giving it more structure instead of just blabbing about bad shit.
Yeah. And obviously your channel is focused on reviews, but you do also have other features. You have the Let's Plays. The latest one is Fear 3. And you have the vlogs you do as well. So how much sort of emphasis are you putting on expanding your content into other fields? Just say whenever you...
For the walkthroughs, I find that a lot of fun to do. I really do. Though to me, it's more work than anything else. Because what you got to do is set up your computer. I haven't never done a setup video. I plan on doing in the future. Set up your computer, put on your game, put on your TV. First of all, the electric bill is already fucking destroying your house. And then put on the recording equipment, which is more electricity. So you have everything set up. You can just play the game normally, but then you have to record live footage. I don't like recording and then talking afterwards. So I'm talking while playing the game at those exact moments. And sure, it's fun sometimes, especially when you're in a hype mode and you're kind of just running through shooting bad guys. It's a ton of fun. Or moments in games that just like the Dead Space one had like 6 moments in that game that just took me for a surprise, and you can get my raw reaction of how I act when I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
And some just come off really funny. I guess Ico had I will never forget. I mean, I totally forgot until someone mentioned it. I must have flipped out one day. Ico I played when I was like 19. It was like 2 years ago, and I guess I was just sitting there. I fell off a ledge after an hour and a half of gameplay, and I was just like, I have to start all over, and I literally flipped out. And that's all live footage, and that's a lot of fun to do. You get my raw reaction, but at the same time, it's so much work to do. Yeah. So I do like to do maybe like 3 a year. I love to do co-op ones. I'm trying to find people online that we can play like co-op online game. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But the Mario one was great to do with Alex, and I really had fun with the Grudge one because it was so short. It was like 8 parts, and Dead Space one was excellent, and Fear. So I want to continue just kind of creating more when I have free time, but the reason I don't do them so much is because how much time they take. But I'm gonna focus on reviews, but walkthroughs once in a while and blogs once in a while, just to kind of break everything up.
So there's no other, have you thought about in the future, sort of down the line, introducing anything else onto the YouTube, or are you going to focus on the reviews and that's what you've decided?
I think I'm mostly going to focus on reviews. I do always, every year since 2007, Game of the Year type videos. I think those are great. Those always get tons of comments, and I love to see people's different opinions.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to do those. And the only thing I really kind of want to introduce, and this would only be like 1 or 2 times, is I want to make like the most interesting side characters in games, top 5, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to combine that with the website so that you get a bunch of people's opinions. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes later on the line. But right now, focus is going to be reviews.